that we wanted to cover right now is all about the long tail. Now, what is the long tail? The long tail is that 80% of partners that we recruit that typically do nothing after all the energy and investment that we put into recruiting them.
It's the best feeling ever as a channel leader.
It is. And it's that ubiquitous problem because it seems like no matter what, all these partners that get recruited, only 20 out of 100 will actually drive revenue if you're lucky. And many times it's only 5 to 10.
That's correct. Yeah.
So from your perspective, what's going on?
Okay, so let's start at the very basics. We've got a situation in the channel where we've got not an 80-20, not even a 90-10. We've got a 95-5, where 95% of the business for most vendors is coming from a small group of partners. Now, every year they wake up and they believe they're going to get the new partners that are going to get them there, or the existing partners are going to get them there. And every year at the end of the year, the same partners are still at the top. And that creates a couple of inequities. So one, it creates an inequity for clients, for customers, because they kind of get forced into a funnel of just those top partners. And so many times mid-market customers or small businesses may not hear about the vendor solution at all, because these smaller partners are not necessarily engaged. It's only the bigger partners. The second thing is it does, and I love our big partners. We have many as clients, and we've helped them grow a massive amount at JS Group. But what happens is these big partners get an undue influence in the program. Mm-hmm. So the program begins to serve the biggest partners as opposed to serving the end user customer, because what you want is for the partners to be successful with their end user customers. That is the antithesis of all channel strategy, is you're trying to make sure that your customers can buy where they'd like to buy, serviced where they can be serviced, get the solutions that they need. That is the reason you have a channel, not just to have a channel partner program. Although it is fun to have one.
Right. There's the feet on the street.
They're the feet on the street. Mm-hmm. And so when you limit your feet on the street to just a top, 5% of your partners, you start to contract your market opportunity. So you actually begin to lessen that opportunity that you're actually trying to go after with the very same channel. It's almost the same impact as if you tried to hire direct sellers. You could never hire enough direct sellers to hit all the opportunity. We've heard that a million times, right? You can never hire enough people. But you also can't get to all the opportunity with just 5% of your partners. You need to activate what's affectionately called the long tail. Now, do you have to activate 600,000 partners? No, at least not for most companies. Maybe if you're Microsoft, sure, we'll cut you a break. But for most partner-led firms, you just need to activate the next 5, 10, 15, 20%. You need to carve a section out of that tail and say, who is the most logical, most productive, most possible, most probable good partner for the future? How do I find more of them? Now, if you have the unwashed masses of thousands of partners in your program, or thousands of partners at a big event that you go to, and we all go to 1 million of them in the industry, it might feel like you have enough opportunity because you're seeing all these partners are signing up. You must have the right partners in there, and you might. The problem is if you don't have the data on your top partners and why they perform and how they're performing, and if you don't have the data on the market and what other partners are performing in some of those similar ways, the right services, the right go-to-market, the right segments, the right location, then you're going to be guessing. And you know what happens when you guess?
You get the wrong partners.
You get bad things.
Because inactive long tail again.
Right. And you've got a whole lot of channel chiefs out there. So if you're a CRO listening to this, or if you're not, let your CRO listen to it. You have a whole bunch of channel chiefs that are using their gut, right? I'm using my gut. And in the past, I was at ABC Co. And at ABC Co., XYZ partner was a good partner for us. So I'm going to go sign them up. I'm going to stand in front of the board. I'm going to stand in front of our C-suite. I'm going to tell them I'm going to double channel sales. And then the next year, it doesn't happen. And it doesn't happen because your old firm, ABC Co., is nothing like XYZ Co. And so you have to recast your data. So what we're seeing top growth firms do is they're investing in data. Now, our customers, we're using Partner Optimizer. We're saying, look, we can nail down with the vendor, supplier, distributor, whoever it might be that has the partner program, we can nail down your ideal partner profile. What does a great partner look like? By the way, it may not be your top partners. You may be changing. You may have made an acquisition. You may have merged. You may have new solutions, right? Who are the best partners for your solution in your market for growth? And then we use the Partner Optimizer tool to say, make me more of those. Now, the Partner Optimizer tool is magic. It is not so magic that it creates the partners. It is so magic that it finds the partners. I do too. That it finds the partners and it identifies for us at JSG, as we're consulting for our clients, who are this other swath of partners. Sometimes it's 20, sometimes it's 100, sometimes it's 500, right? That have the most probability, and that's the key here, the biggest probability of being successful, right? Of really making it work for you. And then we put together activation programs to say, okay, so if we've identified these 40 partners that look a lot like what a great partner is for you and like performing partners are for you, how do we activate those partners? What's the marketing materials? What's the messaging? What's the coverage? How are we going to write business plans with them? How are we going to invest MDF with them? And we go and activate. And what we've seen when we use Partner Optimizer coupled with activation services that we do at JSG is our average client that went through that is 67% growth. 67. Now you've seen the numbers, even security that we brag about left and right as an industry grew at 16% last year as a category. So 67% growth is phenomenal. Amazing. Right. And it's not done because they have new products. It's not done because they have new programs. It's done because they have new partners from the long tail that are actually performing now. So that's what we see. That's why we're so grateful to have the partnership with you, because you're helping us shift the sands for these companies.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that. I mean, as a partner, you guys are really strong in activating and understanding the partner intelligence. It is not that difficult to understand when in the tool it's surfacing for you those partners that actually are at a score of excellent or very good.
Yep.
But what's also cool about it is you see very quickly which ones to not pay attention to, which ones are those bad matches.
Point.
Right?
Great point. Because you come into it and you say, okay, maybe I believed that ABC partner is the best partner in the world, but when I really look at the data, they're not. And so a lot of times it's just accidental success or the belief they're going to be successful. And through your tool, we can pick a different partner. And to your point, it's not that hard. Look, I'm not going to say the activation work isn't hard. That's why we do what we do. That's our reason for getting up. But using the data that we get from Partner Optimizer is pretty simple. It's clear, it's concise. We understand who the right partners are. The data's there. If the data set, as we work through the years with our clients, as the data changes, because partners change their business models, we're always up to date. So we don't have a false narrative around a partner who may have changed their business. The data is just amazing. And I can't say it enough. You're a scientist in the channel now, not an artist. So the gut, nice to have, isn't right to have. What's right to have is the data. And that, that's what we love about you guys.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that. And, one of the other interesting points is there is a revenue acceleration, not just a time saved and energy saved, but when you're talking to the right partners and you're not spending time on the wrong ones, you have a chance to activate. Look, if your best partners are driving 100K in revenue per deal, and then they do 3 deals, and now you can find 100 more partners just like that. Think of the revenue that you're driving because you're putting your people on those right partners instead of wasting all of that time with the wrong ones.
And there's only a finite amount of resources, especially right now on the channel. We get it. There's a lot of cost constraint, right?
Exactly.
So if you could take your channel account managers, your partner account managers, whatever you want to call them in your company, and double their productivity, because that's what we're seeing, right? When we use the data, double the productivity of your partner account managers. Think of the results of that alone for your company. It's fascinating and very invigorating. As you can tell, I'm excited.
And this is going to be a great year for it because people are starting to understand the value, and with your voice and a lot of amplification out there now.
And so much has changed, right? That's what we have to think about. So much has changed that our view of what the partner is, even the partners we know well, might not be true anymore. And that's the other thing I really like about the data, right? You get the real data of what they're doing.
Yeah. I love to say what you pay attention to determines what you see, but also what you miss. And so with the data, you're seeing what you miss, and then you have a chance to incorporate that, and it changes,
So true. So true. Yeah. So true.
Well, we only have a couple minutes left. What do you have as far as advice for all those channel chiefs out there that want to invest in new tools, but their budgets are tight and they're trying to figure out how to juggle everything in order to get the best results out of their partner teams?
Well, it all comes back to return on investment, right? And so what we're seeing is it's where you spend your money. We've yet to find a vendor that didn't have the money for the partner optimizer tool and the JS group activation services, because our ROI together right now, we tracked it right before this. I had my Ashlyn, who's our data research lead, pull it. Our ROI for clients last year was 48x the spend. Now, I don't know a single company that would say, if I do a partner optimizer and JS group together and activate that next level of the long tail and get 48x return on investment, I'm not going to spend that money. That's not true. Cut the golf outing. Stop giving away the t-shirts. Do whatever you have to do, but go and double your channel growth because you focused on that long tail, the right long tail, not the unwashed masses.
Exactly. And then keep in mind as well, once you find those long tail and you know your ideal partner profile, we can tell you as well how many net new are out there for you to go recruit. And that's something JSG can also help with.
Yeah. And it's so fascinating when you can show the data to the partner. Hey, you look like our top growth partner. So if you join the program, you can expect in the next 1, 2, 3 years to see this kind of revenue, this kind of margin. Changes the conversation.
Yeah, you're talking with them, not at them.
Exactly. You're bringing a value to their business. Yeah.
Well, Janet, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
What a great show. And to see you live is always amazing. And thank you as well for being one of our amazing strategic advisory board members to Partner Optimize.
We love that. We love that. Thank you for all the work you're doing. And data, people. Data.
Data. All right. Have a great day, guys. I'll be back in a few minutes with another one of our partnerati, Blake Williams.